tuning into the Ethic Talk Radio podcast show. I am your host with the most, y'all, A.C.Ceenno, broadcasting live here from Los Angeles, California, worldwide, all the way from LA to Texas to the UK, all day, y'all. So, man, I got some good stuff that I want to touch on today. And not only that, I want to do something different. It's been a very long time since I've interviewed independent recording artists, y'all. I was out in Houston, Texas around 4th of July weekend and everything, man. I chopped it up with family and man, it was good seeing my family from a very, very long time because we haven't seen each other in years, y'all. I had a talk with my sister, and my sister told me a lot about this recording artist we have here. His name is Mnli. Follow, like, share, and subscribe to Ethic Radio, to Ethic Studios. Also follow us on Instagram at Ethic_radio. Follow us on TikTok at Ethic_studios. I want to give a shout out to my man, Larry Love. Larry Love is the founder of Creative Love Network, and he's also a poet. And he got an event coming up Saturday, August 12th, y'all. So I'm gonna show you guys this event, the flyer right quick. Words and Women Outdoor Open Mic Brunch from 11 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. You can scan the QR code, y'all, to get tickets and all that good stuff. So this is on August 12th, man. Shout out to my man, Larry Love, the founder and the poet of Creative Love Network. Without further ado, y'all, let's give it up for recording artists, mainly here on Ethic Talk Radio podcast show, y'all. Welcome to Ethic Talk Radio show.
Just happy to be here. Excited to speak with you and get the word out. Yeah.
For sure, man. For sure. Hey, like I said, man, we greatly appreciate you being on here. Like I was saying, I was out there in Houston, Texas not too long ago, and I was listening to some of your music, man. My sister, she played some of your tracks, and I was like, okay, this is some good music that we can play on the radio and everything. So she was like, yeah, man, she was like, yeah, I can reach out to him and everything and get him on your radio show. So I said, okay, bet. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we doing a lot of expanding here at Ethic Studios, because it's not just about radio. It's mainly more about, making vinyl records for independent artists, independent record labels, and also doing filmmaking and everything. We do a whole lot, bro. We do a whole lot, with Ethic Studios and everything, man. So yeah, again, man, we just glad to have you on here, man. And, why don't you talk to the listeners, man? Let the listeners know about yourself, man. And with the first question I want to start off with is, like, what got you into music, bro?
Okay, so hello, everyone. My artist name is Mnli, but my real name is Kavon Thompson. Born in Atlanta, Georgia. Went to school in Exton, Pennsylvania for a little bit. Went to college in Richmond, Virginia. And now I'm in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
What got me into music was ever since I was a kid, I was always like the DJ in my family. So whenever we would have parties or different events, they would be like, come on, can you make a playlist? Or like we were going on a road trip, they want me to make music for that. So from a very young age, I loved listening to music and very different kinds of music and just listening to different sounds. And what really drew me to certain songs that I started to like the most was the authenticity of the song and kind of the uniqueness of it.
Yeah.
So what got me into actually creating music is that during the pandemic, I had a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I had always had ideas for songs. I would often have voice memos in my phone where I would just have some kind of random melody in my head. Mm-hmm. And I would record them and sometimes write them. And with all that free time, I decided to finally try to make a song. Mm-hmm. And the first song I ever made was called Shawty Bad. and it was on my first EP. And I made that song. I played it for my mom. Okay. She was like, "Oh, this is actually not bad." So then I played it for a few more of my siblings, showed some of my friends, and then that actually led me into creating my first EP, which was just self-titled Mnli. And it just had like 9 songs. All of them sound completely different. And it was really just me trying to kind of like prove to myself that I could do it. A Broken Compass is actually 4 years later, my first album that I released. And I released it on Juneteenth of this year. And A Broken Compass specifically is about my journey as like a first generation college student and kind of like the things that I've learned throughout my time and going through processes of like self-learning, emotional regulation, and just becoming more in tune with myself and my surroundings and just trying to express that. That's like the overall theme of the album. And then each song in the album has its own like specific theme, which all kind of tells a story of how my broken compass, which is like my navigational tools, can't necessarily align me in the right direction. So it's up to me to kind of chart my own path or create my own destiny.
What makes you a talented musician, man? How long you been doing this music?
In middle school, I was in band. I primarily played the baritone and the tuba. Those are like the only instruments I'd say that like started me like musically. But I'd say my greatest strength is coming up with unique and authentic sounds. That's something that I feel like I can pride myself on. I try my best not to emulate what I see, but try to innovate something new. So I really try to take that to home whenever it comes to like anything I'm making or anything I'm writing or just anything I want to produce in general. I'd say my biggest strength comes from just trying to make something that I feel like I've never heard before, and then hopefully other people haven't heard it either.
For you to be different, what inspired you musically, bro?
What inspired my music is I feel like I'm honestly just trying to be as truthful as I can with myself and with the world. What inspires me is my own story, the people I love and care about, and how I feel like they've shaped me and developed me. And I guess this is my way of trying to give back to them or show them that I am listening or that I am paying attention and that I am still trying to like grow and become better as an individual. And so each song kind of gets to like a different lesson at that. And I'd say like the biggest example in my album, I have a song called My Favorite Teacher. For a lot of people, when they just hear the song, they think that I'm referring to like a teacher I had in elementary school or high school.
Yeah, that's what I thought too when I saw the title. But when I was listening to it, I was like, different.
Yeah, and that's because I actually wrote that song for my grandmother that passed away during COVID-19 because I felt like she honestly taught me a lot. And one of the biggest things she's taught me was to actually like care for and believe in myself, because I felt like that was kind of really hard to establish as a kid growing up, seeing people that looked like me on the news, not having as many opportunities, trying really hard not to be a statistic or succumb to police brutality. It was really hard for me to feel like there was someone who was constant and always positive and always just believed in me. And so I feel like she genuinely taught me how to love myself, appreciate myself, and try to care for the people around me at the same time, because I need to realize that like I'm not the only one going through the struggle. Like it's not just me. There's a lot of people just like me who are also trying to make the best of their situation. So that song was literally like an homage to her, to be able to say all the things that I wish I could have said to her while she was still alive.
Well, man, I just wanted to let you know, man, on the record, my deepest condolences goes out to your grandmother, man. I know what it feels like to lose a grandmother that inspired you to be who you are now today. A lot of important people in our lives passed away. My significant other and I would always talk about is to water your flowers while they're here on earth. We lost a lot of good people that were important to us. And even though we had an opportunity to stay at home with a lot of money in our pockets to where we can accomplish our goals and do the things that we need to do. But there was a lot of people out there that was sick, in pain.
Mm-hmm.
Some died of COVID, some died of sickness, some died from going to see a dialysis because the hospitals were very full and they needed more beds. I get it, bro. Juneteenth, my friend. Out of all other dates, what made you put that record out on Juneteenth?
What made me want to put the record out on Juneteenth? Originally, I was supposed to put the album out on my birthday, but a lot of things happened. I was kind of too optimistic about the end goal. And so I picked Juneteenth as like my next date that I really wanted to drop the album on, because for a long time, I really struggled to like understand my Blackness and kind of like what that meant to me and solidifying that within myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this year and last year were like the times where I finally was able to kind of like really come to terms with it. And it was really hard for me because in college, I went to a predominantly white institution. So there were like a lot of instances of microaggressions or just like discrimination in general that I would face from like teachers, other peers, and just like the environment. Being in an environment like that could really make you kind of like doubt yourself, doubt your abilities, doubt what I'm capable of doing, just doubting myself in general. And I truly like just didn't like how that made me feel.
I can imagine.
And so after graduating from that, I really had to like come to terms with kind of like what I accomplished and kind of like not only what that meant for me, but what that meant for my family.
Right.
And everything that my family has done to propel me to this point and where they want to see me continue beyond. Because college is not my end goal. My end goal is to eventually go into med school and become an anesthesiologist, because my long-term goal is to try to build bridges between marginalized communities and medical institutions. Because as you were saying, there's a lot of injustices and discriminatory practices that happens within the medical field.
Yes, sir.
And I really want to be someone who can change that, either going into like medical administration or just being able to actually talk to my patients and see them as people, give them the knowledge that I've taken in during my medical career or during medical schooling, and giving them the agency to make their own decision.
Right.
I think nowadays doctors getting to a point where they don't necessarily see the person as like an individual who has agency over their own lives. They just kind of are quick to like prescribe them things or tell them what they think is best. But currently I'm training to become a teacher.
Okay.
And I plan on using my skills as a teacher to then go into medical school. And then once I become a doctor, I will have the skills necessary to effectively teach and communicate information for like a diverse amount of people and backgrounds and experiences. That's kind of like where my goal is.
Okay.
But when it comes back to music, my goal for music is to truly, like, in my eyes, expose kind of like what the biggest lessons are to take away in today's society, kind of like what track people need to be on. I kind of want to spread more awareness about like emotional intelligence and how important I think that is, especially within like Black masculinity, which I feel like has shied away from emotional intelligence. I kind of just really hope to use my platform as a pivot to tell people that there is another way. Like, there are people who are fighting for the right thing. There are people who want the best for them, and to show them that there's so many different ways of doing it. Like, just because I'm going on my path doesn't mean that it should be the same path that you follow.
Right.
Your skills may lead you into another direction. I mean, as long as we're all kind of chasing the big goal of just equity and help for everyone, then I think we can create like a more just society.
I'll give you a round of applause for that, man. Definitely I give you that, because when you mention about emotional awareness, right? I've been doing a lot of studying about emotional awareness. Also, mental awareness. People are dealing with mental illness. Mental illness is real. After the pandemic, there has been a lot of mental illness. Emotion has been out of hand. Distractions. Our society is so built on narcissistic behavior as well as mental illness behavior. People will run away from it, but not sitting down and getting a better understanding with what's going on. Because emotions matter, feelings matter. And it's bad enough that we deal with a lot of systematic racism, systematic discrimination. This has been an ongoing thing before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And it's gotten worse during the pandemic when they mention about Breonna Taylor murdered by the police. George Floyd being murdered by the police with a knee on his neck. I mean, everybody was protesting worldwide, bro. The whole outcome, it shouldn't have to take for a black individual to die and be murdered to get big, huge publicity. It shouldn't be that way. And I think that they put the narrative out as us being ignorant individuals. And this is why we have black-owned businesses, black-owned platforms and stuff like that. You know, I always want to give a voice to everybody in situations like, yeah, we could talk about these things all day, but where's the solution to these problems?
Yeah, exactly.
It's up to a lot of people that are educated to make change and make a difference in the world. Facts. Am I right or wrong?
Nah, you're right. Yeah, because there's a lot of systemic issues within our society of capitalism and patriarchy. It just interweaves a lot of oppression and discrimination on like many microcosms and spheres that just perpetuate. Honestly, it's a lot. It is a lot.
Yeah.
I'll try my best to stay optimistic. I feel like
you have to.
There has to be a way. And
yeah, it's always a way, but I learn in life that the less they know, the more you grow. You have to move in silence sometimes, especially if you're trying to make change. You got to plant the seeds for change to come. Then you make some noise. Water your seeds, you watch it grow, let it flow, baby steps from start to finish. Then everything will pan out. It will work itself out. You got to nurture your game. And it's all about a time and a place when to make noise. And I think a lot of people are very compassionate. And there's nothing wrong with being compassionate. But you got some people that can be overly compassionate. Back to your artistry, bro. I definitely want to entertain the audience and everything. This song you created called Icky Icky Ah, Icky Icky A, Icky Icky Ah, Icky Icky A. Hey, you know I gotta play the song here on Eclectic Talk Radio. We're gonna give y'all some music too and everything. You know what I'm saying? On here on Eclectic Talk Radio podcast. But explain to me and the listeners and the viewers here about this song. What made you come up with this song, man? Like,
So, funny story, right? So, Icky Icky was actually created like randomly, like right after I had just got out of class. I went back to my room, my roommate, and I just looked at him and I said, I have this song idea. And then I just went, Icky Icky Ah, Icky Icky A, Icky A, Icky Icky Ah. And then he was like,
that shit
okay.
Is catchy. It's a catchy joint, man. I'm gonna be 100 with you. It's a catchy joint, but go ahead.
He was like, okay. And so I asked him if he could like make a beat for it. And then I would come back and like rap over it. Initially, he made like a beat for it, but he used Icky Icky as like, just like a chorus kind of. He didn't see it as like the beat itself, Icky Icky being incorporated in it. So I said, no, like Icky Icky, like it's the chorus and the beat. So then once he made the track, he made my roommate, Juan Mendez. I actually got a picture of him right here. This is a picture of us my freshman year.
Okay, so he the one who did the beat?
Making Gingerbread. Yeah, he's the one that produced the beat.
Okay.
Once he produced the beat, I told him just play it out loud. We had like a Jack and Jill styled room.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I then sat on the toilet. He played the song loud enough so I could hear it in the bathroom, and I just wrote. After it was all recorded and everything, we invited like a few friends over, and just kind of like had them listen to it. And everyone was like, "Oh, like this is actually pretty good. Like you should release it." I had one of my friends make like a quick put together like album cover, and we dropped it. And ever since then, that's honestly been icky icky. The song itself was made in probably like 15 minutes once the beat was done.
Okay.
I just had to record the vocals, and it went from there. Yeah, but the song was about like the general theme was overcoming unideal situations. Even if the situation is icky, you can kind of still overcome that or get through it, innovate, do whatever you need to do.
We are going to play it right here on the Ethic Talk Radio podcast show. You know I got to play the music too. And this is the music video that I'm going to play y'all right here on Ethic Radio. Y'all, hope you guys enjoy. We'll be right back.
Icky icky ah, icky icky a, icky a, 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 icky icky ah. That's what I'm gonna do it, okay? Icky icky ah, that's what I'm gonna do it, okay? Icky icky ah, that's what I'm gonna do it, okay? Icky icky ah, icky a, icky icky ah, icky icky a. Every day pushing to the plate, never hesitate. Innovate, sipping lemonade by the rays, keep the sun at bay. I'ma make you pay for your stay, payment on the way. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. No way. Spicy, hot, and burning through these oppositions. Okay. Chasing every single sound of the drum like I'm never late. Peak astronomical probability. Get out the way. A cloudy day is gonna bring the rain. A droplet won't drop me. Got the umbrella at bay. Drowning in the middle. I can swim it anyway. I'm walking in between a pressure plate and a second late. When they hear the icky ah, they gon' know the name. Might not lose interest in all my interests, never changing rates. Hear you so sonically, but my sonics never stay the same. Seeking so violently, all you know is that you gotta say icky ah, icky a, icky ah, icky a, icky ah, icky ah, icky a. And we separate the innovation from the innovator. Even though the times will come, will taste will not retain the flavor. Hater in the percolator, big debater, educator. Got the wrong intentions, but intentions never tip the waiter. Waiters never waited for the weighted weight that waited waits. Apple never purple, guess my free will is just really fate. My doctor, indoctrinated the helicopter. Spinning blades will never falter. Ginger ale is golden. Hey, what it do? Okay. Hey, who is you? Okay. Hey, got no clue. Okay. Hey, I'm coming through. Yeah. What's the picture to a puzzle piece that was never found? I don't even know if I'm a square because I'm really round. Bouncing uncontrollably, roll with me and I'll make it sound like the flame is burning, so kindle up and reclaim the crown. Icky ah, icky a, icky a. Oh my God.
Wow. Now, that was a crazy video, yo. That video right there. You killed it. You was in the bathtub at the very end of the video. Now, we're going into the creative process. You was in the bathroom, and then before you know it, it was like when he played that beat, you was like, oh, yeah, you know, like that's a hit. Like, what was your intentions, man, when you was putting this song together, bro?
My intentions when making that song was honestly, I wanted to make something that was more hype because before that, I had only really produced things that weren't like necessarily hype, but were still like authentic to myself. And I think when I first made Icky Icky, that was when I started to kind of more establish my style, kind of like how I kind of want to get a message across. Like that was kind of like the first song where I finally started using more emotion into like my delivery, my cadence, and just trying to be more like intentional with like my sound and kind of like still adding like a sense of self within it. But when it comes to like my creative process, if I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like all my songs are made in the bathroom. Like,
okay. So let me get this straight. So basically, I mean, man, you take me way back in the day. Like I hear a lot of artists, man, come up with their creative ideas, and they could just be sitting on the toilet, just writing a rhyme. You know what I mean? And they get inspired, and they come up with great ideas and great concepts for their songs. So, like I said, it was very unique and very different because of the lyrics. You see what I'm saying? So when I was listening to the lyrics, and then, you know, my producer and I, we was like, yeah, this is a hit. This is catchy. Like, man, he need to blow this up on YouTube and social media outlets. Like, for real, for real. I mean, so when we heard it, we was like for real, like, damn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, anytime, bro. You know, anytime. Cause like, we was like, okay, now this could be a hit that we can play on the radio and have it in full rotation, pretty much, for the most part. And we're gonna definitely do that for you, man. Just on the strength on GP, man. We definitely gonna play Icky Icky. Definitely, you know, live on the air for that, man, because that was pretty dope. I was like, okay, the beat is good, the hook is nice and simple, and the lyrics was simple, straight to the point, and it has a lot of potential to be on a 7-inch vinyl record, most definitely. That and that Be My song, B-M-I-M-E, go.
Girl.
I was like, all right. I was like, all right, okay, yeah. You know, because it has that neo soul kind of feel to it, and that's what we play on the radio. We play neo soul music, and we play tracks that have that nice catchy hook where it ain't talking about drugs, it's not talking about raping or screwing chicks and all that stuff like that. It was lyrics that made a lot of sense. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of great talented people out there in the city where you at in Houston. A lot of great talented people. I mean, we got an artist right now, QB Smith. Shout out to QB Smith. He's from Texas. He's from down there, man. Him and the 80H Project, you know, they on 7-inch vinyl record, you know what I mean? Ethic Records. Most definitely, you know, they doing their thing in their own lane like a wang on a string, you know? When I was out there in Texas exploring the culture of music, spoken word, neo soul, it's a huge market out there. It's beautiful. I mean, it's not just only in Houston, it's in Dallas, Austin, different places I can go on. Nice, beautiful art galleries, man. The culture out there, period, man, for Black people was a wonderful sight to see. I was even at Third Ward too, man. Third Ward, baby. Third Ward, baby. Yeah, Third Ward, baby. Just to keep it 100 with you. I'm definitely want to cue up this song right here. This was a cute track right here, man. This is like one of my favorites right here. I definitely play this on my music show. BMINE.
Yeah.
We finna play that song. Show them 2 duckies you got, man. Show them 2 duckies. Got the little duckies right there. He even got the helicopter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, show him the helicopter, man.
This the Mnli copter right there.
The Mnli copter, huh? That's the Mnli copter.
Yeah, the Mnli copter. Taking off.
Taking off. So I want to introduce this song right here, BMINE. You're listening and you're streaming it right here on Ethic Talk Radio podcast show, y'all. Here we go.
Here we go.
part of your nation. Your eyes, my indication to try something new. Sprinkle you in decorations. All life you'll be embracing. Dance close and boogie on down with me, and we can go to the sky. I'll be yours, no hesitation. Permanent destination. Can we just have a conversation and maybe grab some food? All I want is your initiation and just a little bit of your AFFECTION affection.
So do you like donuts?
Nah, I don't like donuts.
I think I might love it, bro.
One more time.
Can you be mine? Can you be mine? Can you be so mine? Be mine, be mine, be mine, be mine. Can you just be mine?
Yeah, oh.
Oh man, that one right there. Round of applause for you right there for that song, man. Hey, that was a dope song, man. Like for real, it was so cute and funny at the same time. It had a lot of humor in it, man. So I want to know, man, like what inspired you to make that song, man? Like what frame of mind was you on when you created that song?
So this song was made for my significant other, actually. And honestly, she is the one that helped me become, I guess, like my epitome of emotional intelligence. And because it's like one of the biggest questions people have in life is like, what is love? And like, how do you know you found it? And there's times in which I felt like I've been in love. However, it didn't really last very long, or it wasn't actually love, it was just lust. When I was with my girlfriend, that was like, I guess the first time where I felt like I could be in love with someone, have fun, and still be my authentic self, like at the end of the day.
Right.
And I just wanted to write a song that could kind of encapsulate that. It's been nice. And I intentionally dropped it on Valentine's Day.
Okay.
So that it could be in the spirit of love. Yeah.
Hey man, you know something? I can relate to you 110% on that, man. When you find love, the goal is to hold on to the love and fight for your love. And especially if she's worth fighting for, like you mentioned about how the women you've been with, it was mainly more of just lust. And I'm pretty sure it was about security, but it wasn't about a woman just loving you for who you are and what you are. For her to inspire you to make that song, and not only just make the song, but to create the music that fit the song is very authentic and very unique and very different. Because that's one of those songs, like on Valentine's Day, is something you would play for your significant other. So round of applause for that, man. Like, for real.
Yeah,
and shout
I
out
appreciate it.
to your significant other, man. Like, for real, because for her to inspire you to do that, like I said, I can relate. You know what I mean? Like, my better half is my biggest inspiration. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I can imagine how you feel being with someone that's different and y'all been together for a very long time. How long y'all been together, don't mind me asking?
So we've been together for 2 years now.
Okay.
We met in college. We actually have a long story of how we actually got together. But the final way that I was actually able to ask her out was initially wrote a song for her.
Okay.
It was a different song because, I had to make it for her. I couldn't make a song and be like, oh, I'm using this song to ask you out, then release it. Because then, that's not authentic to her. It's not going to help that special connection stay there, and it'll lose all value in it. So that song will never be released. It's just for her. I'd say we've been dating for 2 years, and for anyone out there who is in a relationship, I'm only 22, so I'm not like a guru, but communication has gotten us through so much. Communication is so important, especially because we're currently long distance right now. So communication is vital to make sure like everyone feels fully comfortable in the relationship. There's no signs of tension. Everything is very open and honest. And that just truly allows like trust to manifest. And then still like intentionality too. Like we still have to make sure that we're carving out time to spend talking to each other, catching up, seeing what's going on in each other's lives, even if we're not in direct proximity. And I feel like with her, that's been so easy, and it's felt so, I guess, like natural in the sense that I've never had with anyone else. So truly grateful for her.
Man, that's a beautiful thing, man. And I wish both of you the best of luck throughout your journey of love, emotion, feelings, and awareness for each other's emotions and feelings and love, because that's the most important thing. And I know patience has been a virtue for the both of y'all. And not only patience, but she's available for you throughout her busy day. She makes time for you throughout her busy day, even if it's just 2 minutes or 5 minutes of her time. And I know you do the same thing for her as well too. But for it to be a long distance relationship, it's a lot of patience. It would get better in time. But again, man, shout out to your significant other. And again, I wish y'all the best of luck, man. Go through a longevity of a great relationship to marriage. You just stick to it, both of y'all, and hold on to it. It'd be a beautiful thing. Who's your ideal musician to collaborate with and why? If you had it your way, what artist would you collaborate with?
Right now, at this moment, I would collaborate with Tyler, the Creator. I'd say Tyler, the Creator has definitely been one of my biggest inspirations, especially because of his journey and how he's like pushed himself and really tried to stay authentic throughout like his entire career. I'd also have to say Childish Gambino, because
Okay.
I really truly love his authenticity too. I also just grew up just like really loving like a lot of his tracks too.
Yeah, because you kind of remind me of that guy, Childish Gambino too. You kind of remind me of him too, man. Some of the songs that he's recorded. I'm not saying you sound like him. You're different and unique in your own way, but y'all have that same similarity of formula. And you know he's Danny Glover's son, right?
Yeah.
Your delivery of music is unique like Childish Gambino. So tell me about your top performances. Like, where you been performing at lately?
So I've performed primarily at my school, at the University of Richmond. My first ever performance was actually at a talent show that my school was hosting. I was on the roster to perform, but also while I was attending, I was an RA and I had like a duty shift. So I wasn't sure if I'd be able to perform in time. I got the green light that they said, oh, like you could be a little late. Like we'll tell people that you have a performance. So I went up and I performed Icky Icky. And it was honestly like so fun. Like it was just so like the whole crowd was really like jumping, really getting engaged to it. A few people knew the song already, so there was kind of already like a crowd interaction. And since I was like at my school, I knew a lot of the people there, so I felt really comfortable. So I was just like hitting like all these crazy like dance moves while rapping the song. And then when the chorus came in, I could like put the mic out to the crowd, and that was really nice. And then I had to go to duty. But then my second performance was actually for my birthday. I had a birthday party and I performed some of my songs kind of like in like a pseudo listening party fashion, just with like all my friends that I invited for my birthday party. And then my first like professional performance was through the chemistry department at my university. They wanted me to perform at this Books and Roses celebration to commemorate professors who have produced books they weren't really given recognition because of the pandemic and how they weren't able to be recognized for like the work they put in for certain accolades or books they published. So I had a full set there, a full like hour and a half set of just me singing some old songs, some at the time unreleased songs at the venue. And so that was like my first live professional performance.
Okay.
And I think it went really well.
Okay.
Yeah. But other than that, I haven't been able to have any like shows in Houston or anything because I just moved out here.
Okay. So my question to you is this, man. For one, you mentioned your birthday. When is your birthday, man?
My birthday is February 20th.
Okay.
Yeah, February 20th. And I was born at 11:14 p.m. So
11:14 p.m., huh? So you was a night baby, huh? What are your plans, man, now that you're in Houston, Texas? Do you plan on booking some shows out in Houston?
I've been connecting with someone who has connections to like a juvenile center.
Okay.
And we were actually speaking about having me perform at the juvenile center for the kids. And I would love to be able to do that because not only would I be able to kind of like showcase my music in that space, but I also think it would be a great time to pursue one of my goals of trying to teach emotional intelligence to individuals. And I would love to do that through like an art medium or like a music medium of having them write a song with me, honestly, or having them practice lyricism or like just trying to get like their ideas out in ways that won't cause harm to themselves or even like the people around them, to help just kind of like help them find like another outlet or like another way of expressing themselves.
Right.
So I think that would be dope, but I haven't like been able to tap into like any of the venues in the area, but I do have a friend. He stays in Corpus though, which is outside of Houston, but I think he may know more about like venues and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, man, you got to get it popping too, man. When you come out here to Los Angeles, California, man, I know a couple of spots. I know, like I said, my man Larry Love from Creative Love Network, man, they do live performances for music, people with great talent, and for poetry, spoken word, and for like the type of music that you're creating. You know, it's a lot of great stuff. Have you ever been out here in Los Angeles, California before?
No, but I would love to go out there. Like that's kind of like one of my dreams, actually. I've been on the East Coast my whole life. Texas is the most west I've lived, so I definitely want to make my way out there.
Yeah, you should, man. When you come down to Los Angeles, California, man, look me up, man. Most definitely look me up. And I can show you some spots and I can introduce you to some cool people that I know that can put you on, you know, because, you know, when you're putting out music, man, the most important thing is, you know, you got to perform it, man. You got to perform your tracks, perform your songs, you know, have some merchandise. It's all about merchandising and branding and getting the exposure that you need. You know what I mean? Especially to push out this EP that you got, man. A Broken Compass. I mean, damn. You see what I'm saying? So look, where can the listeners and viewers can find your social media outlets and your EP record?
So on Instagram, you can follow me at Kavon Mnli. On TikTok, you can also follow me at Kavon Mnli. I haven't made TikTok in a while, but I'm thinking about getting back into it. And then my music is on all streaming platforms. So you can try Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, Tidal, or like whatever platform you should just be able to look up Mnli, Mnli, and you should be able to find me on all platforms. So that's something I'm happy about.
And the album is called A Broken Compass.
A Broken Compass. Yeah, that's my newest album. If you all listen to it, I would love it if you all sent me a DM on what you enjoyed, what you didn't enjoy. I'm always open to hearing feedback because I know that I'm still honing my craft and would love any feedback before I release my new project in the future.
So you got some stuff in the works too. It just don't stop from right there, huh?
No, that's not it. After this project, it freed up like a lot of mental bandwidth, and now the ideas are just coming back again.
You ever had any plans to put anything on vinyl?
So I would love to put things on vinyl. I would love to do vinyl. I would love to do merch too. It's just honestly being an independent artist and just graduating college, I just honestly haven't had the time or like the necessary resources to been able to do that. Yeah. But I know it's all about finding good people that have good intentions and can help you. So if you enjoy my music and you want to collaborate with me, feel free to DM me and I will definitely get back to you.
How can they reach you? Can they reach you on Facebook? Can they reach you through an email? If so, what's the email address?
Well, my email address is kavonmnli@gmail.com. So KAVONMNLI@gmail.com. And my Instagram is @KavonMnli. So same address, KAVONMNLI. Feel free to DM me on Instagram or send me an email about anything, honestly.
Doing events, selling your vinyl records, a run of 10 on 7-inch is for perception. People out there selling their vinyl records for like $25 to $30 a pop. A 7-inch record, side A, side B. So that's something that we'll discuss in the near future. If you pay to get the records made and everything, you're your own executive. But if we pay for it, then it's like we got to make our money back. You know what I'm saying? Because it costs.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It costs a lot to make a record, and it's time consuming with the supplies to make a record, period. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and this is black owned company that makes vinyl records, black owned radio station, black owned vinyl record making business, the whole nine. Before we close out, I'm gonna let you have the flow on your shout outs, man.
First, I want to shout out my day one producer, Juan Mendez Guzman. Shouts out to him. He's currently doing live audio engineering in Richmond, Virginia. He's been truly an inspiration and really helped push me and develop my sound and helped me with the culmination of my album that I dropped. I also really want to shout out my mom. She's been there for me since I was a young being. And she's always motivated me and pushed me, and she's been like one of my biggest supporters in music. Whenever I drop a single or a project, she'll tell me how she sent it to all these other people, and she would tell me all the feedback, and she'll send me little videos of like my little cousin is singing one of my songs and stuff. So shouts out to my mom. Shouts out to my brother Khalil. He's always showing me when he's doing his little morning rides and driving in his car and and showing me the songs that he's listened to. Shout out to Justin Carter, one of my brother's good friends and one of my good friends. He's always been showing people onto my songs and sending me like little funny videos. So I appreciate him. Shout out to my boy IE Dolby. He helped. He was the master on the keys for the song I Know, and on the album In the Broken Compass. He's also been like a good friend of mine since middle school. Really appreciate him. Shout out to my girlfriend. She's the love of my life, emotionally and mentally. I owe her a lot. She especially has helped me through a lot of hard times, and I'm doing the best I can to be there for her whenever she needs me. And I really appreciate her and just want to give her a shout out. Shout out to all my friends that I've been recently meeting. Shout out to Judy, shout out to Isa, shout out to Kelvin, shout out to Ben, shout out to everybody that I've been meeting. Shout out to Angela. Just everyone has really been making Houston like a second home to me, and I just really appreciate them. Who else do I want to shout out? And then I guess to wrap it up, final shout out to my grandmother, Leslie Lady J. Beavis. Shout out to you for truly allowing me to believe in myself, and for always guiding me. And I know you're in a better place, and I know you're proud of me from wherever you're watching. So
that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Hey, I just want to make sure you shout out everybody. I usually tell people to come on my show, make a list of shout outs, because they were like, man, that boy didn't even give me a shout out.
Yeah. I wish I had a list before.
I'm just saying, like, he didn't give me a shout out. I've been there for him. He ate my food. And, I'm just saying, like, that's why it's always good, man. That's why I always, anybody I get on my platform, I always, tell them, make a list of shout outs, man. But one thing that I can tell you, my friend, never give up on your music. Always master your craft, man, and always embrace your craft. Do better at your craft. Strive with your craft. Anything that give you inspiration, continue to write, continue to create, continue to be an inspiration to others as well. You know what I'm saying? That's my advice to you, my friend, and never give up on your music. And doors will open and sometimes doors will close. But when you have people that believe in your art and believe in what you're doing and how you're going about it, you hold on to those people, man. Even when you make it big, never forget where you came from and never forget the people that got you there. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody needs help. Everybody does. You're going to need somebody, even if it's a manager that believe in you or somebody that's going to put some money up for you to help you embrace. But man, you're in a better place, in a better space, especially, you're out there in Houston, Texas and all, and utilize your resources that you have out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my sister told me about you. And here we are now today making history here on Ethnic Talk Radio podcast show. You know what I mean? And we'll do more of these most definitely, and we'll follow up. And, I'll be like, hey, what you got going on? What you got for me? What you got for me? And let me see what you got. And I'm one of those type of dudes. When I listen to your music, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be straight up with you. Your shit is whack. I'm going to tell you it's whack. It's boo-boo. But if it's good, I'm going to tell you it's good, but you got to put more emphasis on your craft, but keep at it, keep creating, keep expanding. Man, shout out to you, by the way, bro. And shout out to my sister for bringing us two together. And also shout out to my brothers, shout out to my moms, shout out to my loved ones, my friends, my wife, the good people in my life, to Larry Love, the poet from Creative Love Network. I definitely want to plug you in with him, and be like, hey, you need to check out this artist right here. His name is Mnli. You know what I mean? And, the goal is to always make history. Every day is Black history. Every day. Because every day someone Black is making some history. So for you to put out this EP record, and I'm going to show it to the viewers right now, A Broken Compass. And for you to release this out on Juneteenth, it's a great memory. That's something that everybody will always remember. Like, remember that record, man? a broken compass, people will forever talk about that. Some people may like maybe 2 songs off of there, or they might just like the whole entire EP because everybody has a different taste in music.
Yeah. And that's something I'm definitely preparing for, since each song I make, I'm trying to make it different in a way. So if you vibe with all of it, that's just like a big plus.
Oh yeah.
If you only like 1 or 2, hey, that's still okay with me. I appreciate you for listening. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard the EP, man. The EP was pretty dope. It was pretty good. It was different, and I was like, okay. And when I heard some songs, I'm like, okay, I think this would have potential for it to be on the radio. Icky, and Be Mine definitely gonna be on the roster playlist. It's gonna be rotating live on air to where millions of people all over the world would listen to it on our live broadcast. Most definitely. So that way when people Shazam you, they be like, who the hell is that? Oh man, we finna stream some other stuff. You know, and we'll definitely have the DJs spin that out here in California and Los Angeles. And we'll definitely have it in full rotation on our music radio shows as well, man. So greatly appreciate you being here again. And,
thank you so much for having me. Yeah.
Hey, anytime, you know. Just appreciate you for being patient, to being on this platform. But we've been away for so long, and we're expanding. We're excelling with our craft and our work, what we do, because we're opportunists. And that's what we do. We give the artists, we give activists, book writers, filmmakers, musicians. We do it all, y'all. We do it all. So we're definitely, when I go back to Houston, when I touch down, I'll definitely reach out to you and hit you up. I'll tell my sister, like, hey, reach out to that cat, man, so I can meet him in person. And then we'll do some content.
Appreciate that. Really looking forward to meeting you and seeing where this goes.
Yeah, man, most definitely.
Appreciate you taking the time to speak with me and hear my story. I truly appreciate you hearing me
Anytime,
out.
man. You know, I believe that everybody has a story, you know?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, you take care of yourself. Yeah, man,
yeah,
most definitely. Oh, I will, man.
Much love to you and your family and your loved ones, and I hope you have a great night.
Most definitely, bro. You take care of yourself, man.
You
All
too.
right. Peace.
Part of your nation, your eyes my indication to try something new, sprinkle you in decorations. All life you'll be embracing. Dance close and boogie on down with me, and we can go to the sky. I'll be yours, no hesitation. Permanent destination. Can we just have a conversation and maybe grab some food? All I want is your initiation and just a little bit of your
AFFECTION
affection.
So do you like donuts?
Nah, I don't like donuts.
I think I might love it, bro.
One more time.
Can you be